ZKsync has just announced a new enterprise-grade blockchain, targeted but not limited to institutions. This is huge for the overall ZKsync ecosystem, as this brings more volume on-chain. Curious on what this is? Stay tuned! So as you can see here, ZKsync has just announced its Prividium blockchain on Twitter. If you don't know what this is, it's basically a blockchain infrastructure that is permissioned and built for compliance on-chain finance. It has officially launched and currently has its own website here. And as you can see here, it is targeted but not limited to institution, as the tagline stated that it can run private financial infrastructure on-chain. And as you can see here, it is currently anchored to Ethereum, as this is probably because Ethereum has the biggest transaction and volume in terms of DeFi, and since ZKsync is specifically tied to Ethereum. The Prividium blockchain uses ZKsync's infrastructure, so this means that the Prividium blockchain is a part of the Elastic Network ecosystem. On its official website, it is stated that Prividium focuses on 4 core values. The first one is privacy, as this blockchain can be customized to be permissioned, which means it can run as a private blockchain or as a consortium blockchain. The second value is compliance, which means that every asset being transacted on the Prividium blockchain is regulatory compliance, which means that all assets are legal. The third value is interoperability without exposure, which means that the blockchain can keep its privacy and can communicate with other chains, specifically in the Ethereum and the Elastic Network ecosystem. The fourth value is that it is anchored to Ethereum, as the ZK stack or the ZKsync infrastructure focuses on Ethereum. So basically, everything on the Prividium blockchain can be customized to be permissioned, whether it is private or consortium. All the smart contracts, the Explorer, and the RPCs can be private or permissioned, which means that everything can be customizable to fulfill the need of transparency. From the announcement on Twitter, it is stated that the Prividium blockchain is currently being used by Momento. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a company in Singapore focusing on financial infrastructure. Its mission is to empower institutions with secure, transparent, and efficient blockchain-powered products and services. Currently, without Prividium, Momento already has its own DeFi infrastructure. It is called Momento DFM, which is basically a multi-chain asset management protocol that allows users to create, mint, and manage ETF-style tokenized funds. So it only focuses on ETF-style tokenized funds. As you can see here, Momento DFM is available on 4 blockchains. The first one is Ethereum, the second one is ZKsync, the third one is Avalanche, and the fourth one is Kea. It currently supports more than 250 assets and has supported more than 180 funds on-chain. As you can see here, different assets on different blockchains has its own characteristics. And also, it has its own rewards. As you can see here, the APR on Ethereum is 9%, but on ZKsync, it's 8%, which is different. So this brings option to the investors. Looking at the numbers, this gives potential for an increase in volume in the overall Elastic Network ecosystem and ZKsync, which is why with Prividium, this potential can be realized. The Prividium infrastructure is used on the Momento ZK chain, which is the new product from Momento. It essentially will act as a layer 2 blockchain for tokenization of real-world assets. The difference to the Momento DFM is that the Momento ZK chain can be used to tokenize anything on-chain, not only focusing on ETF-style tokenized funds, but anything in the traditional finance space, bringing them on-chain. Aside from tokenization, it can also be used for global payroll, collateral mobility, and wholesale cross-border payments, giving everything that happens in the traditional finance space and bringing them on-chain. Currently, there is already a big player utilizing this infrastructure. The one using it is Deutsche Bank. As you can see here, the wealth management division of Deutsche Bank has around 600 billion euros in asset under management. And if only 1% of this gets tokenized on Prividium, this will bring huge volume to the Elastic Network ecosystem and ZKsync. If we predict that 1% of this gets tokenized in the Prividium infrastructure, then this will bring huge volume in the Elastic Network ecosystem and probably bring bullish sentiment for ZKsync. So what we can do now is to support the development of the Prividium infrastructure and hope this brings new adoption to the Elastic Network ecosystem. If you want more information about Prividium, don't forget to follow the ZK Nomis to stay sync with ZK.